Fortnite pros who were caught cheating. This is a video uploaded by Mazzy. I'm gonna link it down in the description. Let's give it a watch.
What would you do for $1 million?
I would
for some
show my
Fortnite pros, it was worth risking everything. From getting your hacker to play on your account in a $4 million tournament to using an aimbot to win FNCS. These are Fortnite's biggest cheating scandals, and none of these cheaters are more controversial than Clicks. It all started during a solo victory cash cup where each victory royale wins you a $100 prize.
Is that what this was?
Clicks was playing and streaming the tournament to thousands of viewers, but something felt off in this match. From the very beginning, Clicks noticed a default following him wherever he went, dealing damage and forcing Clicks to waste resources.
Then he continues to stand still and he ODMs me. This is a new weapon that they added.
Yeah.
ODMs me. Makes me use 500 mats, okay? Shooting me down, okay? Burn more mats, okay? Burn more mats. After he did 300 damage, chat, he also burned more mats, okay?
Wait.
But here's the thing. This wasn't just random. It was targeted and calculated.
True.
Clicks knew this was no ordinary player. This was a stream sniper.
No!
Someone watching his every move to troll and disrupt his game. Clicks was obviously frustrated, so he decided to take a risk. He called out to the stream sniper, testing whether he'd react to prove he was watching.
I swear to God, I call Epic Games right now. Give me your f***ing loot. Splash me now. Splash me now. I'm getting f***ing banned. I swear to God. Give me a f***ing splash right now. Open that edit and give me a splash. Give me something.
Didn't
give me
this get him actually banned?
Right now.
I didn't actually see all this context. I don't think I was like...
This player was watching his stream, messing with his match.
The pizza! Nah, bro. Hey, Clicks, I don't blame you. I can't resist the pizza either, man.
This would make a huge mistake.
Now max my f***ing metal like a good boy. Come here and max my f***ing metal. I swear to God. Matt, drop the f***ing metal now! You stream timing.
So he gave him his metal. Clicks only tried to mess around and expose the stream sniper, but it quickly escalated. Clicks picked up the metal, which at first seemed harmless, but in reality, this was against the rules in Fortnite competitive games. Since the stream sniper gave Clicks items, it seemed he was helping Clicks win, which is illegal. And it didn't stop there. The stream sniper kept following him, but just sat there, not doing any damage, which allowed Clicks to kill him easily, taking all his loot.
But he actually followed me right here. He followed me right here.
Oh my God,
sits in my wall, goes up and down.
Haven't they done more things
kill him, okay? Lets me kill him. So no matter what, chat, I would have got all the loot that he gave me, and I went on to win the game.
But
so he went and put this suit on to like VOD review.
Did he know the stream sniper would cost him everything? Shortly after, Epic Games took notice of the situation. Both Clicks and the stream sniper were slapped with a 2-week ban. This was really bad for Clicks. It meant that he'd miss not only that season's FNCS, but also the next. To make things even worse, he had also just relocated to Dallas to focus on competitive play. This ban ruined his plans, taking him out of FNCS for months. The Fortnite community were angry. Everyone rallied behind Clicks, launching #FreeClicks as everyone argued that the ban was too harsh for a one-time mistake. After all, he hadn't teamed up with the player intentionally.
To be honest,
Epic
though, like,
stayed strong, and I
do agree. Like, for what Clicks is for competitive, it's BS that he got a 2-week ban for this. He's not asking for this. He's playing his game, getting harassed, all these things.
Ban stayed. For Epic, it was really a statement. Fortnite would hold all players accountable, no matter their fame. And although this cheating was unintentional, Ziff and Ronaldo had been planning their cheating for weeks.
This was crazy.
Cheating in Fortnite has been around forever, even back in the 2019 Fortnite World Cup. Two players, Ziff and Ronaldo, created one of the biggest cheating scandals in Fortnite history. The stakes were huge. Fortnite had just launched its first World Cup, featuring a $30 million prize pool, so obviously it had the world's best players competing. For players like Ziff and
the world's best casters casting. I'm going to be the one to say it.
Ronaldo, this tournament was an opportunity to make a name for themselves, so they would do anything to win. During the qualifiers, Ziff and Ronaldo seemed to be performing exceptionally well, but their performance had one unusual twist. They weren't just relying on their raw skill. Instead, they had some help from friends who landed near them during games and purposely gave up eliminations to qualify for the Fortnite World Cup. Winning a game only got you 3 points, whereas an elimination got you 1. So if you wanted to qualify, it would be way easier to kill as many people as possible in comparison to just trying to win. So Ziff and Ronaldo exploited this, coordinating with friends who would pretty much feed them eliminations to rack up their points faster and gain an advantage over other players.
Love the Fortnite World Cup meta.
It wasn't long before the Fortnite community noticed. Cypher PK posted a video detailing Ziff and Ronaldo's suspicious gameplay.
What?
You know, I don't understand this one right here.
Cypher was the breakdown? Fat Cypher PK was the detective?
He obviously sees the purple pump. There's a chest there. You hear the chest, right? You don't hear the chest? Runs past the purple pump, pickaxes the chest for some reason.
Yeah, why'd they make it? How obvious did they make this?
Pump. He's dead. Now this Jesty guy lands out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, what?
I don't know why he landed, but he lands out of nowhere. We're actually gonna switch to his perspective. This guy lands out of nowhere. He goes for the chest. I don't know why he goes for the chest when there's a purple pump. I mean, I guess this guy just died, right? But there's a purple pump. There's mats here. Clearly there's mats, right? Grabs the SMG. Doesn't grab the mats. Doesn't go for a purple pump. Doesn't go for anything. Running into a wall. And then
why is this guy got me
his
intrigued right now?
Best impression of your grandpa playing Fortnite.
Show me my grandpa playing Fortnite.
You know, shooting. For some reason, just shooting the brick wall. Never shooting over the brick wall.
Never placing a build.
Okay.
Never actually trying.
With overwhelming evidence, everyone flooded social media, calling for Epic Games to take action, giving Ziff and Ronaldo a 2-week ban. However, this punishment was seen as way too lenient. This is also considering that Ziff and Ronaldo would only miss 1 week of qualifiers and could still have a shot at the World Cup. And that is exactly what happened. Just a few weeks later, they qualified for the Duo World Cup finals, sparking another wave of anger from players who felt the punishment should have been much worse. Fast forward to the World Cup finals in New York.
I remember being told, like, I'm pretty sure we had to like kind of keep it hush hush on our end. Like we as casters, we were kind of told like, listen, we're handling it on our end. Don't add fuel to the fire, basically.
New York, everyone was angry. Fans in the stadium didn't hold back, booing Ziff and Ronaldo as they walked onto the stage, and even cheering when they were eliminated.
Wow.
Now let's go ahead and take a look.
Oh, and Ziff is out of here.
Dude, the cheers.
In the end, they placed 28th, earning $50,000 each. And although it wasn't the top prize, they still managed to walk away with a decent payout despite all the cheating. Thankfully, this was really the last we saw of them. They never really performed well again in the competitive scene. And although this was a massive scandal, it wasn't nearly as complex as Repulse God's cheating. Repulse God's story is one of the most debated in Fortnite's competitive history, as it has so much mystery behind it. Back in 2021, Repulse was a massive name in the Oceania Fortnite scene. He competed in FNCS tournaments, placing consistently well and even securing fourth place at DreamHack Anaheim in 2020, which was extremely impressive for an OCE player competing internationally. It seemed like he was a rising star. However, out of nowhere, he disappeared from Fortnite and left competitive gaming entirely. For almost 2 years, Repulse was inactive, and no one saw him at all.
What is that?
His sudden exit.
Why am I getting shown an airport shoulder picture? Is that? I guess that's him traveling and not on Fortnite.
Was puzzling, as there was no formal announcement or clear reason behind it. Then, in early 2023, Repulse God randomly appeared and in the OCE competitive scene. This comeback was absolutely insane. He resumed competing in Fortnite's FNCS tournaments with instant success, winning the FNCS Major 3 Grand Finals. But it just didn't make sense. It's impossible for a player who quit 2 years to come back and be better than ever. But what raised more suspicion was that he had transitioned from a keyboard and mouse player to playing on a controller. It was all very strange. But it got even worse. Multiple clips surfaced online showing Repulse tracking players with perfect aim. His aim was just too good. Something was up. It looked like he was using soft aim, a type of cheat that subtly assists with aim to avoid easy detection. The other accusation was he was either using a modded controller or letting someone else use his accounts, because even though he wasn't meant to be on a console, his playstyle looked like someone on a keyboard and mouse. But then the mystery slowly started to be uncovered. It seemed like someone was using his account. A player named Forbes, a former top OCE player and friend of Repulse's, surfaced as a potential player using Repulse's
Why would they be using his account?
Forbes was a very controversial player. He had been banned from Fortnite in the past because he used cheating software from another game, Rainbow Six, which was still active when he logged into Fortnite.
My God,
Since then, Forbes has been caught using cheats on multiple alternate accounts to avoid Fortnite's bans. Since
What a
Forbes
weirdo.
knew the ins and outs of...
If you cheat and download cheats in a video game, you are a forever loser, and I hope you stub your toe every day for the rest of your life.
Fortnite's anti-cheat systems and ban evasion techniques, Forbes could use Repulse's account while remaining undetected.
Yeah,
but still,
trying to get around it.
These were just rumors. So quotes unquote, Repulse kept playing competitively. Since Repulse and his new duo partner Jace won the FNCS Major 3 Grand Finals, they clinched a qualification spot for the FNCS Global Championship in Denmark, the biggest Fortnite event of the year. But this didn't sit right with the community. Everyone was convinced that Repulse had been cheating. Forbes even joked with others in the scene that he would be going on Repulse's account to qualify for FNCS, which really was just confirmation. But still, Epic Games didn't do anything about it. Many OCE players reported Repulse for cheating, but no bans were placed on the account. When the time for the FNCS Global Championship in Denmark arrived, the situation escalated even further. It was clear that Repulse himself would need to be at the LAN event, as it would have been impossible for Forbes to appear in his place. So, if the allegations of account sharing were true, they would be exposed. And everything broke down in Denmark. Just days before the tournament, the rumors got so much worse. Why? Repulse showed up and started telling other players he was letting Forbes play on his account. He was even drinking and smoking in the hotel, which was against the rules. Even though the exact reason was unclear, Epic Games took action, disqualified Repulse, and sent him back to Australia without competing. In the weeks following, Epic Games banned the Repulse account, which confirmed that he had been cheating all along. But it gets even worse from there. Repulse was meant to pay Forbes his share for winning him FNCS, but he never did. So Forbes would go to social media and get angry about it. Repulse was extremely manipulative in this situation, but not nearly as manipulative as Kez. Kez is a person willing to cross any line to be relevant in Fortnite.
Wait, this video storytelling's good. It just keeps escalating.
Chapter 2, Season 1, Kez was part of a squad that dominated the FNCS NA East region. With renowned teammates like Unknown Army, Stable Ronaldo, and Avery, Kez ascended to the top. It seemed like he was becoming one of the best players in the world. But Kez's success would soon unravel. Following his FNCS win, his competitive performance would seriously drop off. For over a year, Kez struggled to place in any tournament, and he got frustrated that he couldn't replicate his earlier success. So, rather than grind his way back to the top, Kez chose a shortcut. Cheating. Kez had begun using soft aim cheats. For Kez, this was just enough for him to start performing well again, but this didn't last long at all. Rumors about Kez cheating over time got worse and worse, but still he wasn't caught just yet. But that would all fall apart during the Frosty Frenzy tournament. Kez had a serious chance of winning this tournament. I feel like I need like a thing of popcorn, and I feel like I'm watching like a true criminal type of Netflix show right now, you know? He and his trio teammate...
When do we get the police involved? When do we put someone in jail? Thoughts? Should someone who cheats at a real money high, like, cost of people, should they go to jail? I'm in.
Nanolight and Sizzlucky were placing well throughout each session, and it was looking like they were going to place high. But then, in the final round, everything came crashing down. In the middle of a match, Kez was suddenly hit with an in-game ban, disconnected from the server, and banned from playing ever again. Nanolight was speechless, as he could only watch as Kez's ban unfolded live in front of an audience.
How we only found one dragon shotgun?
What? Why did you just leave?
What? Kez was struck by the... What?
The timing could not have been worse, as they had spent nearly 13 hours grinding through matches, hoping for a payout.
God. There's no way I spent 15 hours for my teammate to get banned and all my money refunded. There's no way. I will riot. Hello?
Kez lied to people who counted on him, but he didn't lie as much as Quidd. Quidd's Fortnite career is filled with massive achievements and complex controversies.
How did I miss
he was
all
known
this?
for how good he was in tournaments, placing almost every time. Quidd started his rise in Fortnite's early years, nearly qualifying for the Fortnite World Cup solo finals by placing 5th in his region. As time went on, he just got better and better. His breakthrough came in Chapter 2, Season 1, when he competed in FNCS duos with his teammate Jinx. Together, they did insanely well, winning the FNCS Grand Finals and securing Quidd's place as one of the youngest FNCS champions ever at just 14 years old. Insane. His success story continued as the solo FNCS Invitationals were approaching the next month. However, what was going to be his biggest moment turned into a nightmare. When he started playing the solo FNCS Invitational, abruptly in the middle of his game, Quidd was suddenly logged out of his account, and it was all caught on stream.
What? Who logged in? Who logged into my account? Wait, what? I just got logged out of my account! Hold on. I think my brother,
At first, it seemed to be a technical issue, possibly a server error on Epic Games' end. But in reality, this was the start of a much larger scandal. Soon, allegations surfaced that Quidd had been using soft aim. But why were people accusing him of this? Well, a Serpent AAU, a player who had confessed to cheating in the past, came forward with screenshots that showed Quidd purchasing cheats from a known cheats provider.
We got 1st October 2019, a Twitter account, PC Aim Assist, tags Serpent in a tweet, and he asked them, about their product. And they say one of their players used it in the last Solo Cup on the 1st of October 2019, and they keep it all confidential. They don't say who did it, but they say the applications they use is VJoy, SCP, VBus, and Universal Control Remapper. Now, if we go to the present day, we've got 14th of May 2020, 10:29 PM from his Twitch stream. This is his desktop. That is the exact same applications as PC Aim Assist said.
People were extremely suspicious, so Quidd had to respond. He would release a video explaining his side of the story. However, as time passed, he never actually released the video. He kept delaying it to the point where he never released it at all. So eventually, people kind of forgot about it. But then, months later, in 2022, another Fortnite creator revived the story he released in an investigative video, including an interview with Quidd. In the interview, he continued to deny that he outright cheated, but despite this, the damage to his reputation was already done. Quidd would then be banned. However, he attempted multiple comebacks by creating new accounts to play Fortnite, only to see each account banned again within days. He was frustrated, so he quit, but as time went on, he just really wanted to play competitive Fortnite. And here's where things got weird. He tried to make another comeback, and oddly, Epic Games even invited him to certain invite-only tournaments despite his previous bans. It was so confusing because we didn't know if he was unbanned or if they were just loosening his ban. But eventually, Quidd's return would soon fall apart. he faced another ban and was forced to retire from the game. All in all, no one knows why he was banned again, and his story is still such a mystery.
That is so strange.
But finally, Peterbot's story was no mystery. Peterbot's journey in Fortnite is one of the most controversial stories in the game's competitive history. Peterbot is the world's best player and has won multiple FNCS championships. Starting out, Peterbot really wanted to become a pro, and he was getting good fast. It was almost like he came out of nowhere because suddenly he won the FNCS championships in Chapter 3 and became a massive Fortnite celebrity.
Dude,
this rise was too quick and
how long has Peterbot been at the top now? Like, I know he's renowned as like the best player ever. Has it been 4 years?
Successful. It just didn't make sense. So some people started to seriously analyze his gameplay, and it appeared to be suspiciously flawless. Therefore, people thought that he might be cheating.
All right, now I think that this is the most suspicious clip in all of Fortnite history.
Crazy.
Like, if you think that Peterbot cheats, this is probably the clip that you would show people. I mean, like, you can see him at the very end.
The cheating accusations against Peterbot only got worse as his success grew. He had highly suspicious aim patterns in his games, especially when tracking enemies through walls.
He's just that
good,
It looked
like he was using an aimbot, so people labeled him as Cheaterbot. Even more people were trying to expose Peterbot for cheating by releasing videos exposing times he used aimbot. But many of these accusations were just as suspicious. All of these exposed videos were on laggy spectator views, odd moments of aim tracking,
Fortnite
all the fact that Peterbot's success has always been almost too good to be true. Even though people were suspicious, Peterbot never backed down.
And he never gave up.
He continued to perform at the top level.
And then he started winning LAN events. What y'all gonna say now, huh?
Tournaments.
What y'all gonna say now?
Fortnite hosted the FNCS Global Championship, an in-person LAN event that brought together the best players in the world. Since he won FNCS, Peterbot was invited. This was his chance to prove himself. Since this was a LAN event, he couldn't bring any cheats. So if he performed as well as usual,
I mean, that's always how it is, man. This has happened countless times.
Well,
by the way, this sort of thing of like a top player online has happened across so many different esports in history.
Didn't disappoint. He absolutely dominated. He won the entire tournament and proved that he could deliver the same performance
now there's no doubt
conditions of a LAN tournament. Peterbot's success at the FNCS Global Championship solidified his reputation as one of the most mechanically gifted players in Fortnite history. And although his nickname Cheaterbot is still around a little, he has proven he can legitimately perform on the biggest stage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around next time.
Video, guys. Fortnite pros who were caught cheating. If you guys like this style video, maybe we'll do it more in the future. Mazzy's video is linked down below. Go show some love on his channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.